Hi, welcome to Chapter 7, Creating High Quality Environments. So let's look at this chapter. What determines program quality? So researchers have identified 3 factors that are associated with quality programs. Can you think of the 3 factors? Take a moment. Think of a high quality program. What do you think they should have? So if you think about that, here are the top 3. So when you select a high quality preschool program, you want to make sure it has small group sizes. So the smaller the group size, the better, obviously. And you want good ratios, teacher to child ratios. How many teachers are there in the room per children? So a high quality program usually has 1 to 8, and some programs have 1 to 12, and those are licensing regulations. But higher quality usually has 1 to 8 for preschool. Teacher preparation and qualifications is another. A quality you want to see if the teacher has their child development permit, or do they have child development classes and how many. So those usually are the 3 higher factors that determine a quality program. And then how do you locate high quality programs? So there's resources and referral agencies, and they're located throughout the county to assist families in locating early childhood programs. So some of these facilities that will help you locate the programs, there's one online that is that I use often, and it's called the Quality Start OC, which is Orange County, or Quality Start LA, which is in LA County. If you look up their web address, you will see different high quality programs and their ratings. So that's just a good resource to look at. And then that way families can determine, which one meets their needs. And several professional organizations recognize exceptional early childhood program. So this is called accreditation. So these accreditations for a preschool, for example, if they are an NAEYC accreditation, and you'll hear those acronyms, that term, NAEYC, and those preschoolers that preschool site has been accredited, which they had to go through pretty rigorous standards to qualify for this accreditation. Another one is the quality rating system in Orange County and LA County, and they usually call that the QRIS system. And again, you could look up those sites on the website. You could also even call 211 to get information about preschool centers. Okay? So early childhood program licensure or licensing. There are no uniform national standards in licensing, but there are a lot of preschoolers and in the districts and also in lab schools on our campus. They need to be a licensed preschool program. So every state has their own licensing regulations. So ours would be Title 22 or Title 5, depending on the funding. And you really do want preschool programs to be licensed because it helps guarantee the standards are higher and enforce safety in the program. So licensing. Some areas that are commonly examined as part of the licensing process include the teacher qualifications, the staffing ratios, the group size of children, the curriculum, and if there are emergency preparedness. So for example, are the school site prepared for an earthquake? Do they do earthquake drills? Do they have fire drills? Do they have fire extinguishers on site? So a lot of time licensing does look at safety of the children outside and safety inside. Okay? They want to make sure too if children are immunized, teachers have their immunizations and TB, so they'll go through all of that. To learn more about licensing, you can definitely click on the link in this PowerPoint, or you also may just go to licensing regulations in California, and that will bring up our state. So indoor safety. Teachers have an ethical and professional obligation to protect children's safety and well-being. So my personal opinion is when you're indoor and outdoor, number one is supervision. So just to make sure that all teachers are everywhere in the classroom and outdoors supervising children, because they are vulnerable to hazards in their environment. Not that you can control everything that happens, you can't, but you can definitely diminish, those hazards or anything unsafe in the environment. And again, so when creating safe indoor environments, special attention should be given to, like the building location. Is it in an area that's not too much traffic? How is the fencing, the security? How is the space? Is it adequate to safe? Do they have enough room indoors? Room arrangement of the room. Can a child with special needs get in and out of the room comfortably? Or can a child that maybe has a wheelchair, is there enough space for all children to move in? So you want to look at that. Building security. How is the building secured? Is there gates? Can the kids get out? There's a checklist, 7-2, that you can refer to. How is fire safety and evacuation plans on your campus? How are the bathroom facilities and the sanitation area? Do they have a place where the children can wash their hands? Is there soap provided? How is the lighting, the ventilation, the air quality? So those are all indoor safety. And outdoor safety would be the whole environment, and again, how is it planned out, supervised for outdoor. So safe outdoor play areas reduce the risk of unintentional injury and liability issues. So they're also less stressful for teachers to monitor, especially if it's a good outdoor space, lots of room, kids are in the areas where they're being supervised. So planning safe outdoor environments require that special attention be given to 1. Providing adequate space to accommodate children's active play, and designing play areas so they are easy to supervise. So not having little hidden areas or like a tunnel maybe that's out of view that kids could hide in. You want a good safe outdoor environment and provide a lot of activities for children in the environment to really be engaged in play, and that will help alleviate a lot of unsafe outdoor play. It's also selecting play equipment that is safe and developmentally appropriate. For example, not too high up slides. For younger children, make sure it's lower. Make sure they're following rules. Eliminating any poisonous plants or any plants with maybe thorns or something that could hurt them. Maintaining play equipment, making sure that it's safe and nothing's broken. And again, supervising. And then now we're just going to talk about transportation or kids, in the program as far as driving, having car safety. So children's safety must always be a major concern. So programs should be aware of insurance and liability issues, especially if they're on a bus, going to a field trip. So all of these should be proper safety seats, seat restraints, and fire extinguisher. Also, some vehicles transport kids from one school to another, so it definitely needs to be equipped safely. Transportation facts. Motor vehicle injuries are the leading cause of death for children under 15 years in the U.S. So, 1,283 children died as occupants in motor vehicle crashes. 207,432 were injured, and that's an average of 3.5 deaths and 568 injuries each day, which is almost so really hard to comprehend. But obviously we have a lot of cars on the road. Safety is number one. So child safety seats and lap shoulder seat belts reduce the risk of death in passenger cars by 71% for infants and by 54% for toddler ages 1 to 4. The use of privately owned vehicles should be discouraged to eliminate programs' liability if they are used. And again, a driver should have their license, the vehicle should be safe, travel plan should be well developed, reviewed, left with the director and followed precisely. And that concludes Chapter 7. Thank you.